the left collectivism is, well, groups are at war, and we need to deprivilege the privileged and reprivilege the underprivileged. And the right wing says, no, we'll just take our privileges and burn the whole place down if you're not careful. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, neither of those approaches are approaches that I believe are, neither of those approaches lead anywhere except to terrible places. And so that's why, to the degree that I've been able to, I've been stressing the responsibility of the individual, because the way that the West determined how to avoid that, that tension of opposites, was to put the individual first and say, it's your responsibility to keep the state in order. And you do that by putting your house in order first. And if enough individuals put their house in order and act in the manner that is required of someone who is genuinely the foundation bedrock of the state, then it won't oscillate so badly that it will collapse. And I think that that's the case. I think that works. And so, as far as I'm concerned, and this is partly why I've been going around the world lecturing, I mean, there's an audience for it. I'm trying to convince people to, well, to take on the burden of their responsibility in the face of their suffering, and to become the sort of people who will not be tempted by the blandishments of the radicals on the left or the right. When I was studying collectivist catastrophes, the collectivist catastrophes of the 20th century, both the fascist and the communist catastrophes, one thing that kept standing out to me, and maybe it's because I have a psychological bent, was that these totalitarian states, with their absolute abject murderousness, couldn't have come about if the individuals within those societies hadn't abdicated their fundamental sovereign responsibilities. And the abdication took two forms. One was direct complicitness, right, to actually participate in the totalitarian processes and the atrocities themselves. And the other was turning a blind eye when they knew perfectly well it was no longer time to turn a blind eye. It's the sovereign duty of individual citizens to pay attention and to keep things from deviating too far. And so you do that in part through dialogue with your own conscience. It's like, well, maybe the collectivists are putting a little bit of pressure on you at work. You know, like maybe in the UC system in the United States, for example. Now, if you want to be a professor, you have to formulate and sign a diversity, inclusivity, and equity statement. Well, how about no? Right? If 20 credible people in that system said there's no bloody way I'm formulating that and signing it, it would come to a halt. But, you know, people think, well, it's okay. It's like, no, it's not. It's not even a little bit okay. You just give away a little bit of your soul.